Welcome to Life Full of Joy. Today's episode is Building Your Personal Brand, Your Identity, with your host, Deb McGregor.
This is Deb McGregor of Life Full of Joy. Today we are going to work on increasing your joy factor by talking about your brand, your identity. Yes, it's finally happened. I am having an identity crisis. I was told this would happen, but for different reasons. My identity crisis has started over who I am, how I want the world to see me, and the impact I want to create. It seems so easy to just say, be authentic, be true, and that is exactly who you are. Yes, and there's a little more to it. This whole thing started as I was working on my website. I am really big into working coactively with people in discovering their brilliance. As I was doing updates, however, I started thinking about the fact that there is so much more. What happens when people discover their brilliance? What happens when I know I am brilliant? Well, the truth is, I experience true happiness. I experience joy. Now, we have to pause for a minute and fast forward to a coaching session I was having with a client. She, too, was having an identity crisis. It was the same thread that I was having. Who am I? How do I want to be seen? What impact do I want to create? As we coached into the topic, I related it to owning a business. I posed the question, how would you brand yourself? How you would want to brand yourself is showcasing the who, how, what, and whys. This brought an interesting perspective to the conversation. It was easy for the client and me to relate to the concept for our businesses. But have we ever posed the question to ourselves for our own lives? What would branding ourselves look like, and what would being clear and intentional about identifying this brand bring to our lives? It became a quest. I started approaching myself like I would approach a business. My client started doing the same thing. It's interesting how topics that come up in coaching for clients often have resonance for us as coaches. Surprise, surprise. Here is what I started noticing. The clearer I became about who I was, my core values, life purpose, and the impact I wanted to create in the world, the clearer my brand became. The same thing happened for my client. As the brand emerged, I was getting more and more excited because I recognized the brand from the core out, and it was me, 100%. I also realized that if I could show up at 100% in this brand, I would make the impact I desired. I was also honoring the world and myself by showing up fully. About the same time that I was having these great aha moments, so was my client. It was so awesome to watch and experience this process. How about you? What is your brand? What would developing a brand for yourself look like? What type of process would make finding your brand fun and exciting? I want to challenge you to develop your own brand. Embrace it. Own it. It's you, all the way to your core. By the way, if you see someone walking around and you see joy, that's me, to my core. It's my brand. It's my identity. It's me. Let's increase your joy factor by continuing your learning. Begin identifying your brand. Who are you at your core? What are your strengths? How do you want to be seen? What impact do you want to create with your brand? How does your identity tie into your brand? What does embracing your brand look like? How will you show your brand to the world? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Deb from Life Full of Joy. Increase your joy factor today.